People just don't understand my generation. And what I mean by that is, everything that's going on with my generation right now. For it's like, y'all see all the slander on the internet. I'm a part of Gen Z. All the slander on the internet about Gen Z, like Gen Z this, Gen Z that, Gen Z don't like this, Gen Z. You know what I'm saying? It's just a lot of complaining. Gen Z is entitled. Gen Z feel like they don't have to go to work. You know what I'm saying? It's just a lot of Gen Z slander, Gen Z bashing, right? But what y'all don't understand, the older generation don't understand about Gen Z, is that we grew up in a more advanced time than you actually grew up. So the times that you grew up in were, you didn't even have access to none of the stuff that we have today. You know what I'm saying? We got cell phones, iPads, tablets, computer, laptops, all that stuff. We got access to Wi-Fi, everything. You know what I'm saying? We are at a more advanced time of life than y'all were. Some of the generations before us was just coming out of slavery. Most of y'all was just coming out of slavery, or even if it wasn't slavery, maybe y'all were coming out of bad times, bro, in life. So you got to understand, you know what I'm saying? Majority of y'all, the older generation, were coming out of bad times, or they didn't have the stuff that we had. Y'all had pagers, in the 80s it was pagers. It wasn't even cell phones. A pager only let you know, a pager only let you know that somebody is trying to call you. Go get to a payphone so you can call them and talk to them or whatever. Something, you know what I'm saying? Y'all didn't have the cell phone, the FaceTime where you call somebody. You see me and you talking, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm sending you this message right now, but now that's different. But like you on the phone, I'm on the phone. I call you and it look like this, and we both looking at each other. Like, how is that? You know what I'm saying? We have more advanced times, and some people like this stuff. And like I said, some of our generation, the earlier generation, like the 90s, we were able to, still kind of be close to the natural state of the world, for as like no cell phone. We had cell phones. My generation had cell phones. The cell phones was out in my generation, but the internet wasn't out. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you could be on Facebook. I don't even think Facebook was out in the 90s. But you can't be on Facebook, Twitter on your cell phone. You had to do that off a computer, I think. You know what I'm saying? Our cell phones was only for calling and texting people. It wasn't no internet on the cell phone. Then it got advanced. So now we at a more advanced state than the older generation. And they don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? They just quick to bash and say this instead of looking around and being like, I understand. Gen Z is just in a transformation state. Gen Z is just at a more advanced state of life where they got all this stuff. They got cell phones, they got computers, they got FaceTime, they got iMessage. You know what I'm saying? We got more resources than the older generation had, And I'm not saying don't capitalize off of it. My generation is capitalizing off of it, and I feel like we should capitalize off of it. But the thing is, we shouldn't get stuck in the capitalization. You know what I'm saying? Because all this stuff could get taken away. All this stuff could go away. So that's why I still agree with the older, but we don't understand. You know what I'm saying? We don't understand that. I agree with the older generation for the fact that they be like, y'all be on y'all cell phones too much, stuff like that. I agree. You know what I'm saying? Because we grew up in that. We got to grow up in a time where cell phones didn't matter. We had video games, we had game systems and stuff like that, But TVs, y'all had TVs too, but y'all TVs was black and white. You probably don't even want to watch TV because it's black and white. So our TV, we got colored TVs, bro. Like, it look HD TVs. Everything looks great. 4K, perfect quality. All type of stuff. Y'all had black and white. And then y'all had the antennas where you had to make sure that you can actually even see the program that they showing you. So it's like, yeah, I don't really care about television. Some people care about television, you know, it just depends on the older people. But like I said, if anything, you just have to explain to us that, you know, this stuff, well, not me, because I understand, but you just got to explain to the generation, like, this stuff is temporary, or it's not really, you know, you could use it, but don't abuse it. Don't get caught, don't get lost in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna lie, you know how they say the kids be on TikTok? It's better than them doing crazy things. You know, the kids be on TikTok all day, but, you know, they just a part of the times that's advanced. You know, we advanced, and you gotta understand that times have changed drastically. That's like saying, right, you are stuck, the older generation is stuck in the past. But to a certain extent, them being stuck in the past is good. You know what I'm saying? To a certain extent, the older generation being stuck in the past is good, because, you know, cell phones, it could be an outage, it could be a power outage, and you can't use your cell phone for a year, a couple years. You know what I'm saying? So now you got to actually go outside and talk to people and connect, and you know what I'm saying? So that's good, but you still have to understand that we're just in a more advanced time of life than y'all are. So we're just using the resources that we have. You know what I'm saying? We're using the iPhones, we're using the Apple laptops, and we on TikTok, we on Instagram, we on Twitter, we on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? We're using all the resources that we can, because I ain't gonna lie, they are valuable. For the time being, it is valuable, because you get a chance to connect with people at a more higher level than you. Back in the day, if you was a rapper, you had to actually sell your CDs to, you know, other people in your city. You know what I'm saying? You had to wait till a big rapper that's already signed, come to your city to give them your CD so you could try to get signed if your music good. Nowadays, we could just drop that online, drop a song, everybody messing with it, it go viral, we rich, we famous, we getting money. So that's, you know, that's a good resource, that's a good item for us to have. But the thing is, for my generation, it's just don't get stuck, don't get lost in it, don't get stuck in it. Still go outside, you know what I'm saying? Still breathe in some fresh air, you know what I'm saying? Even though still breathing some fresh air, still meet people in public, you know, still have human interactions with people. Don't become computerized where you just stuck in your cell phone all day. And you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and get outside, man. Go run around the street, run around the block, go hang out with friends, go hug somebody, you know what I'm saying? Just different stuff like that. But like I said, to the older generation, y'all got to understand that we're just in the advanced time of where the world is going. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we got push to start vehicles, we got, you know, all type of stuff, you know what I'm saying? And some people get lost in the stuff. Some people, like I said, reason why I probably ain't get lost in it, because I grew up in a time where we had this stuff, but I was young. So, you know, your parents ain't gonna give you no cell phone at 5 years old, 8, 10 years old. They might give you, but 10 years old, you don't need no phone yet. So they probably give you a phone at like 15 or something like that, because, you know. But, so, you know, I was able to be around friends, go outside, have fun. You know what I'm saying? So it's just adapting with time. We're adapting with time, but we got to understand that all this stuff could go away at any time, and then you'll have to go back outside, and only people that you know are the people that's around you, or the people that you see throughout your life. Whether you travel, or they come to your city, or they live in your city, or whatever the case may be, you move out of your city, whatever the case may be. But, and that too, You know what I'm saying? The older generation, I got a lot of ideas for the older generation. Like, you know, back in the day, the older generation didn't really have a lot of resources, right? Because, you know, like I said, it's easy. We can go viral off of TikTok nowadays, our music. But the older generation, they still had access to planes, I think. They had access to travel. So, I mean, you don't know where a celebrity is at, right? But if you got friends or family members that stay in a different state and they know celebrities, they don't know celebrities, but they know they live in a city, go visit. You know, you could have flew out to that city, drove out to that city, and made sure you bumped into that celebrity and connected with them and stuff like that. Like, I got a lot of ideas that the older generation before us that didn't have cell phones and all that stuff, I got a lot of ideas for them that they could have used, but it's too late now, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, so older generation got to understand we in an advanced state of life, man. It is what it is, though.